Emma Watson joins Little Women. Alec Baldwin is playing Trump in The Batman. And a new Bad Times at the El Royale trailer. All this and more next on Movie Emporiums News of the Day. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Movie Emporiums News of the Day, where we take stories from around the world of movies, break them down, and tell you about them one by one. As always, if you like what you see, remember to subscribe, rate, comment, check us out on YouTube, Audio Boom, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Comment below, just join our Society of Movie Emporium. There's not much to go on today, not many news stories, so I figured I'd do something cool. Instead of doing trailer reacts, separate videos, I think when a brand new trailer is released, I'm going to watch it on the new show and then tell you guys what I think about it here. So, I kind of combine everything into one. But that's actually going to be our last news story. But the first news story, and it's actually a big story, is Alec Baldwin, who very famous actor, been everything from The Cooler to Parted, to Mission Impossible Fallout, Black Klansman, Blue Jasmine. Just recently has been playing Donald Trump in SNL. I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's been around since the 80s. He's part of that famous Baldwin family. So a report came out that apparently Alec Baldwin has joined the Joker. What's interesting about it is he's playing Batman's dad, Thomas Wayne. That's cool. Alec Baldwin in a Batman movie? Sure. But the weird thing about it is he's not actually he's playing Thomas Wayne, but it's in a universe that there's no Batman. It's in a universe where it's in the 80s and it's primarily set about the Joker. So this is an interesting movie. I mean, think about it. It's a movie about the Joker and there's no Batman and it's set in New York and Todd Phillips is directing it. This is a movie that's just going crazy, bug nuts, insane. So apparently Alec Baldwin, who's known for playing Donald Trump in SNL, is going to be portraying Thomas Wayne as Donald Trump in the 80s. So I'm thinking they're taking swipes at Donald Trump, so I'm sure we're going to hear about some Twitter stuff with Donald Trump on this interesting article. But I find that fascinating because not only are they making Thomas Wayne kind of an asshole, but they're making him a douchebag. And Thomas Wayne was never known for being a douchebag. He was known for being a guy who was inventive. He was trying to change his city. He was trying to be the good, standing, rich person. And that's the reason Bruce Wayne kind of became who he was, because he wanted to kind of revenge on his father being killed, but then he became the detective Cape Crusader because his dad instilled things into him to make him become who he is. In this universe, apparently there's no Batman, so either Bruce Wayne's not even in the story, or he's a asshole, corrupt little shit, basically. And the fact that Alec Baldwin is playing Trump-style character in the movie, it makes sense because he's known for playing that character now. But I just think it's fascinating. I think it's interesting. I don't know how they're going to spin this. I mean, it's kind of like Alexander Vett, I think it's Alexander Vett in Watchmen, where he was more of a media mogul magnate than he would have been like in a normal Batman universe, that type of thing. So I find it fascinating. Like I said, we'll see what happens. I can't wait to see the trailer for this because this is going to be something fascinating. I can't wait to see what Joaquin Phoenix is going to do with the Joker. And I just can't wait to see what Alec Baldwin is going to do with this character. I mean, is it really going to sound like Trump? Apparently he's going to have orange skin and white hair and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm fascinated by it. This movie just looks wholly unique. It looks like something DC has never done before. I think maybe closest I've ever seen is Watchmen. I mean, they own that property, but we'll see. So with our next news story, we have Child's Play, Chucky the doll. Brad Dourif played Chucky. It was all, a classic 80s horror film. Wasn't particularly great, but it had a lot of fun to it. It was weird and just creepy, and Chucky was actually an interesting villain, a horror icon villain, that type of thing. So they've come over another report about Child's Play, the remake that they're coming out, which is wholly unnecessary. I don't understand why they're doing it. And basically, what's going to happen is they're going to throw out all the spiritual, all the paranormal stuff about Chucky, where he was possessed by Brad Dourif's character. And what they're going to make it happen, or what's going to happen is he's going to be the Chucky doll, the I think Buddy doll, whatever they call it, the good guy doll, and they're gonna have it's gonna have a computer chip, and the computer chip's gonna go basically haywire. It's gonna have a lot of bugs. It's gonna create a Chucky that can learn and can kill. Okay, think about that. Instead of the possession angle, they're going with a technology run rampant, or like the article says, a small soldiers thing. I think that's fucking terrible. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm reading this and I'm laughing. I know Dan Mancini is involved with it, but it's like if you're gonna remake Child's Play, do something. I mean, even if you're gonna do something different, fucking technology, man. I think that's what they're going for. I think they're going for technology is fucking crazy and stupid and excuse my language, but it's like this is dumb. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. I mean, granted, I'm not the biggest Child's Play fan in the world, but they have a robot that can. I mean, well, I'll just go watch the Terminator. So I don't know. It is what it is. I think it's stupid, but you read the article. You tell us what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's a good idea? Would you watch it? I mean, Bride of Chucky and Curse of Chucky and all these movies were fun. So I don't know if they're gonna bring back Brad Dourif. I think they might. I don't know, but it kind of sucks that this is the route they're going for. So what can you say? I don't know. But with that, we'll move on to our next story, which is all right. So Little Women, a story about Little Women. I don't really know much about the story. I know it deals with like relationships and heartbreak and death and all that good stuff. So Emma Watson, who you might remember as Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series, also known for being in like Beauty and the Beast, Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I should definitely recommend. One of my favorite movies that came out that year. Emma Stone, who was also supposed to be in the movie. Emma Watson's now taken over Emma Stone's character because Emma Stone had to leave for reasons, contractual reasons, so on and so forth. This is an amazing cast. I kind of been looking into it, and it has like Laura Dern, it has like Meryl Streep, Timothy Chalamet, Saoirse Ronan, James Norton. This is looking like a great directorial cast and crew from Greta Gerwig. Basically, these things happen. Emma Stone probably had something that she was in the middle of that she couldn't get out of, or maybe she didn't agree with the script. I mean, anything could have happened. So Emma Watson's taken over the role. I think it's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this movie, even though I've never really followed Little Women. I know it's a very popular book. It's a very popular movie with Winona Ryder back in like the early '90s. So after Lady Bird and after everything Greta Gerwig has done in her career, I'm actually looking forward to this movie. It has a fantastic cast. I mean, she brought back Timothy Chalamet, who's basically one of the biggest actors in Hollywood working right now. Meryl Streep's in it, and Meryl Streep. She's Meryl Streep, so she'll probably get an Oscar nomination. So, and then we have Laura Dern. All these characters. Saoirse Ronan. So this movie should be fantastic. Hopefully, it's probably maybe an Oscar contender. I don't know. It's Little Women, so you don't know, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Congratulations to Emma Watson for taking over the role that Emma Stone vacated. So, but there's not much else to go on with that story. It's just cool that Emma Watson continues to do work that's fascinating and exciting. So, but with that, we'll move on to our next story, which is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's ramped up. It's being made. Everybody in the known world is in it. So, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's film about the Sharon Tate murders, or the backdrop of it. It's being in the middle of filming. It's crazy. There's so many people involved with it. Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's an amazing cast. And then they've added even more people. And according to the article, Danny Strong, who has written stuff like The Hunger Games, he wrote a couple Hunger Games movies, and he was involved with creating The Billions and Empire. And Sydney Sweeney, who is known for being in The Handmaid's Tale, have both joined the cast of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And they're not the biggest casting rumors, but they have a pretty good career going for them, especially Danny Strong, who has done a lot of work in writing. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool that all these diverse actors are getting parts for these types of movies. So it's an interesting story of, a stuntman and an actor, and then it's in the middle of the Sharon Tate murders, with Margot Robbie playing Sharon Tate. I think it's gonna be one of Quentin Tarantino's more interesting movies, especially since maybe Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill. I think he's going for something big here. I think the movies are going to be really big. Hopefully it's good, but Quentin Tarantino is known for good movies. He's had a handful of movies that haven't been good, but I mean he's only made like 7 movies. So I'm really looking forward to this. I keep saying that, but every time I see casting rumors, I have to talk about it because it's just he's getting everybody he can think of to be in this movie. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen Samuel L. Jackson, put in a role, or Bruce Willis. Maybe they have, and I didn't read it properly. But one more note in the story, and I'll go ahead and read it to you guys. But there's a gentleman named Raphael Zurica. Sorry if Zuricha or something like that. If I mispronounce, I apologize. He's gonna be playing Roman Polanski, who was dating Sharon Tate at the time when Charlie Manson killed her, or Charlie Manson's people killed her. So I find that kind of fascinating. That it's not necessarily set about the Sharon Tate murders, but it involves the Sharon Tate murders and involves Hollywood in that 70s era. So like I said, we'll see when the trailer comes out. Hopefully it comes out soon, but like I said, it doesn't come out till like I think July of next year or something like that. So we're not gonna see anything. We're not gonna see anything anytime soon. So yeah, so congratulations to Sydney Sweeney and Danny Strong for joining Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with everyone else apparently. So our last news story is Jessica Chastain just wrapped on It. So that's cool. That means the movie's coming along nicely. I can't believe she's already wrapped on her film. So she'll probably come back for reshoots if there's anything. But Jessica Chastain's also going to be involved with this movie called Eve, which, according to reports, there's not a lot known about the movie, but it has to do with the female assassin, which is kind of awesome. That's the reason I'm talking about the story. Because at first I'm like, Eve, whatever. And then I found out about the story is about. And then Jessica Chastain's in it, and she's one of my favorite actresses going on right now. So the director that was involved with it got basically outed because he's an abuser. He's an alcoholic. Whatever he did, he's an asshole basically. And good for him for getting kicked out. I think anybody who is abusive and any of that nature, alcoholic, drunk and just puts down people and hits people should be never work in Hollywood or so on and so forth. But basically, Jessica Chastain worked on this movie called The Help, which was directed by Tate Taylor. A very popular movie that came out a few years ago. Got Octavia Spencer her Oscar. Got Jessica Chastain in a nomination. Um, he's come on to direct Eve after what happened with the other director. So I just thought it was cool. Tate Taylor, he directed Girl on the Train, which wasn't a great movie. But I'd be interested to see what he can do with a film like, Eve, which is, like I said, kind of like a female assassin movie. So we'll see what happens. It's not a huge news story outside of just the fact that he's come on board and he's worked with Jessica Chastain before. So I'm gonna be interested to see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, as with anything, you gotta wait till you actually see the trailer or the movie and so on and so forth. But I mean, that's pretty much it on that story. Congratulations to Tate Taylor for taking on the role as director for Eve. So our next news story is Suspiria is coming out. It's supposed to be out sometime this Christmas and so on and so forth. The director who directed Call Me by Your Name, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because I'm really bad at it. It's a really hard name to pronounce. He directed Suspiria, which is a remake. So he came out with a quote basically saying that the movie is going to be the most disturbing horror film you've ever seen. That's a pretty big statement coming from a director just saying, oh, this is going to be the craziest horror film you've ever seen. And Suspiria is crazy to begin with. But if he says that, then I guess I will believe it for the time being. But I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. I think it's interesting that he's going the route of it's gonna be the most disturbing thing you've ever seen, and that kind of like leads into reports of people who were like really sick watching the promotion for it when they were watching like a big segment of it at a conference or something like that. I don't remember where it was at, but it's gonna be interesting to see. So we'll see what happens. But with that, our last actual story, I guess, is if you guys have been following the trailer or the movie Bad Times at El Royale, it's directed by Drew Goddard, who wrote The Martian, who directed Cabin in the Woods. I think he's directed a bunch of like Lost episodes and so on and so forth. He's involved with this movie called Bad Times at El Royale, which has an amazing cast. There's like John Hamm, Jeff Bridges is in it, Dakota Johnson. All these characters are involved with this movie. It's set in this hotel in the 70s or 60s, somewhere around there, and it has kind of a cabin woods vibe where the people are watching the people in the cabin or in the rooms. And I think it has a cult in it, which is played by the cult leader is played by Chris Hemsworth. It's a very weird movie, but the trailer is very kinetic and interesting, kind of exciting in a way. Like it had a very interesting tone, like kind of like Identity almost. If you ever seen that with John Cusack. Well, like I said before, I used to do separate videos for trailer reacts, but I figured because it's movie news and most trailers that are released are movie news in general, I figured we'd check out the trailer, see what it's like, because I'm really excited for this movie. This is one of my favorite movies, or one of my top favorites coming out this October holiday season. So, like I said, we'll see what it's like. I said the first trailer was awesome, so I'm going to go ahead and watch the second trailer. So let's go ahead and do it. And play. Ooh, too loud. Alright, so 70s. I guess I was right the first time, 70s. I just like how Jeff Bridges plays a priest, but not really a priest.
Singing.
I feel like John Hamm should be playing his Mad Men Don Draper character.
It's a little too quiet in here. It gives me the willies.
I bet Chris Hemsworth. I bet the women Chris Hemsworth. I bet they like that. No shirt.
Sir, we have a problem.
See, I like how they edit it and they add the music and it kind of flows well with the trailer. And I can't take my eyes off each song.
Did you think you could just take what's mine? I wouldn't come a hunting.
No, I figured you would.
See, like Cabin in the Woods, they're watching people, that type of thing. So.
Can I confess something to you? I'm not really a priest.
It's a game. It all starts with a simple choice. Would you mind opening the door?
No.
See, I like when she goes, no shit. I like that.
Which side are you on? Right, wrong, God or no God? Red or black?
See, it's so stylistic. I like what they're going for, what Drew Goddard's going for with this movie, because if you watch Cabin in the Woods, or you watch anything he's done, he has a weird, unique style to him, and it's awesome. It's so inventive, and see, I mean, Jeff Bridges with the whiskey thing is... So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this movie. This trailer looks fucking awesome. I mean, I like the first trailer better because I like the kinetic, weird energy to it. But this gives you a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more of that weirdness, a little more of that energy. You get to see a little bit more of Chris Hemsworth, who, I don't know, he's playing. It looks like he's playing a cult leader, but it looks like he owns the El Royale, and there's kind of a murder mystery going on. It's really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm probably looking forward to this more than Venom, which also comes out about the same time frame. So, I mean, what do you guys think about this trailer? Do you like it? Have you seen it yet? I mean, it just released today, so what do you think? If you like, tell us what you think below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Movie Emporiums News of the Day. For some reason, I've been saying 2017, I hope I haven't, but if you guys like what you see, as always, remember to comment, rate, subscribe, check us out on YouTube, Audioboom, Facebook, and Twitter. Tell us what you think is going on, what you think about all these stories, if anything excites you at all. Like I said, the Bad Times at El Royale, I think is an amazing looking trailer. So, but with that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Always also email us at nlapolo113@gmail.com. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and see you tomorrow. Peace.